What up, what up, what up? This is Crispy Bride. I want to do a quick little video on why I'm so bullish on Telcoin. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let me make myself let me make myself smaller on the screen right over here. All right, so y'all can see that. So when we look at just the overall market, these are the top cryptos, and the top cryptos based upon market cap. So what the market cap is basically the amount of money that is into the particular project. So we all buy Bitcoin, therefore it's $851 billion in Bitcoin. And of course, we call Bitcoin just the dominant coin and everything else is an altcoin. So there is no other coin that has the amount of market cap that Bitcoin has. Then the second one is Ethereum, of course, which is $381 billion. Then we drop all the way down to 81 billion, and that's Tether USDT, which is a stable coin. Then you got the Binance coin, which is 69 billion, USDC, which is another stable coin at 52 billion. And you got Ripple, which is XRP, complete garbage, at 40 billion. Cardano, another thing I don't like, at 38 billion. Solana, decent project, still 33 billion, and so forth. So why am I so bullish on Telcoin? When we go over here, and of course this app is called Market Cap Pro or coinmarketcap.com. I definitely think everybody who is interested in any type of cryptocurrencies should definitely check out this particular app. If it isn't on CoinMarketCap, it's either extremely early or it's something you should stay the hell away from. So when we look at Telcoin on Coin Market Cap, what do we see? First thing we want to look at is right over here in this particular area. And we see that the market cap is basically $514 million. $514 million. So that's a half a billion. Now, why is that beneficial? Because it is the market cap that lets you know. Let me make myself bigger on this. It is the market cap that lets you know how much room you have to run in this particular project. So let's go back. Let me explain a little bit further of what I mean. So let's go back to the list of the top ones. So like I said, with Bitcoin having $851 billion in it, with Bitcoin having that much, that means that it would have to be another 850 billion to go into it for it to double. Consider that. It has to be another $850 billion that go into Bitcoin for Bitcoin to double. But when you go to Telcoin, when you go to a smaller market cap, so okay, Bitcoin is the dominant one. So let's take it down to one of these smaller ones. Let's take it down to an XRP, which is Ripple, or Cardano. The market cap for Ripple right now is $40 billion. $40 billion. So regardless of how long that it takes, but if Telcoin, which only has a market cap of $500 million, if it's able to reach the same market cap of Ripple in time, which is 40 billion, that means that's an 80x on your money. Again, could take 5 years, could take however long, but that's an 80x. Let's even go on the lower ends, because Ripple is actually the sixth most dominant cryptocurrency, because again, it has that 40 billion market cap. That's pretty serious. But let's go down to something like a damn Dogecoin. Dogecoin has no real world application, no real world utility, no benefit. It's just a meme coin. It was just has social dominance. So socially, a lot of people was just like, oh, we're gonna say that this thing has value, but it doesn't have no real world utility or no real world application, and it has a market cap of 18 billion. So with that having a market cap of 18 billion, when we go to Telcoin again, and Telcoin has a market cap of $500 million, that's a 36x on your money potentially if it just reaches the market cap of a Doge. And that's what Doge is right now. Doge at its highest was actually $90 billion in market cap. strictly off of just socially everybody just hype. That's why you should always stay away from the hype. But while I'm bullish on Telcoin, one of the main reasons is the market cap. With it only having a $500 million in it right now, it has so much room to run because we're seeing what these other cryptocurrencies have in them. Shiba has 13.5 billion in it. Again, Shiba doesn't have no utility, no purpose. It's just a social coin, a meme coin. Basically, the community decided that it has value, so therefore it has value to a small group of people. But again, the tech, it's not backed by real world technology. It's not backed by real world utility. It's not backed by any of these things. When we look at a Polygon or a Matic, these are things that are actually technology based. Ethereum has so many issues when it comes because it was so many transactions going on the Ethereum network that it would be high gas fees and it would take a long time. Poly came up with a problem and a solution for that particular thing. It's real technology. That's why Poly has so much. That has 12 billion in it. That's justified. That's justified. But when it comes to these Shiba and Dogecoin and all that stuff like that, it's just strictly hype that got this money in. So once these money fly out and they start going into real world technology, that's when Telcoin, it can run. So what's the real world technology of Telcoin? Telcoin is a native medium of exchange, reserve asset, and protocol token of the Telcoin user-owned decentralized financial program. Telcoin enables users to seamlessly access and power a global suite of user-owned decentralized financial products. Telcoin incentives coordinate market participants such as telecoms and active users to provide specific value-added services to end users on the platform, aligning the incentives of the Telcoin ecosystems towards providing every mobile phone user in the world with access to fast and affordable user-owned financial products. So that was wordy as hell. But basically what they're saying when they're constantly talking about decentralized finance, what decentralized is, what centralized finance is what we have in America and basically in the world. You know what I'm saying? Banks were centralized. So you see this thing that happened on in Canada where they were doing a peaceful protest and then the government was like, oh man, we're going to freeze all y'all bank accounts. Or we see what's going on in Russia and all that stuff like that, where access to the bank account, because it's centralized, because the power lies in a small group of people. So that's centralized. Decentralized is where it's the power isn't held in one particular person or in a small minority. So therefore, this small minority doesn't have the ability to control or to freeze your assets or to whatever it is. So, and also what Telcoin is doing is, we all know that a lot of foreigners come over here and they're always trying to send money back to their country. But many times they get hit with all these Western Union fees and all these just extra fees, man, that drain your money, and it can be very expensive to do, but this actually solves that problem. And do your research on Telcoin, because again, they say financial advice, but Telcoin also is one of the few coins that are in complete compliance with regulations as well. This is a real good project. So we talked about the utility of it, why I'm so bullish on it, because this is a real world problem, bro. All the time, whether it's Africans, whether it's Asians, Indians, everybody be sending money back overseas, and they get hit with them crazy fees. So this is it's a real world problem, and it is a major solution to it as well. Then you could come over here to the community, and you'll see now again, it's a top 11 people are probably on this dude's head. Let's click on this and see what people are saying. They on his head. On his head. Because the community is actually rather bullish. So these are trendy ones. Let's see the latest, because this actually gives us all. The moon. Tel is one of the biggest holdings. Also listing. I had holding Tel. Most undervalued gem. Let's see what the critics say. Does anyone feel like calling a token a coin? This is almost like playing semantics. Most compliant and legit fintech startup. It's a very unique gem. They think Telcoin gonna go to, what is that saying, 20 cents maybe? Or 2 cents on April. I could see 2 cents. Yeah, I mean, it averaged between 1.5 cents and 3.5 cents last year. Which brings me to my next point. Let's go into that. So let's see. We'll go into trading view. Might have to refresh the page. Now this is the weekly chart. So if we look at the weekly chart, this is more so 2022. That's at 1 cent. That's at 1 penny. That's what TEL was. So all of this before is 2021. All of this. 2021, 2021, 2021, 2021. So if we look at what this average for the most part of last year, it was at 0.003 for a little bit. Then it popped up after about a month to 0.007. And then it popped up after about a month and a half to a little bit over 1 cent. And then after 1 week, it popped up to 5 cents. And then the next week, it was at 6.5 cents and started to come down. And you can really see that week was crazy. Really, these following 2 weeks, crazy. So, just quickly, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to reading these charts so it can make sense of what I'm seeing, when you see a green candle, all it means is that for that particular time period, this bold part at the bottom of the green is the price that the market opened at. And then this bold part at the top of it, of the grid, is just where it closed at, the price that it closed at for that particular week. If you're looking at the weekly candle, which we are. And then you'll see these little lines that kind of pop up. They call them like sticks or wicks. I mean, they call them wicks. And that just means that the price sold for that price during this week as well. It's just by the time it closed, it came back down here to where it's at. So you could see during the week, it opened up right here, same place it closed at for the week prior, went up some more, and then came all the way down. But by the end of the week, it had came back up. Then the same thing, opened right here, went up a little bit, came back down, went down like crazy, and then came back up and closed right here. So when you're just looking at the price of basically what it all did last year, you're seeing that it fluctuated really from like close to 1.5 pennies to around 2.5 cents. We can say that. From about 1.5 pennies to 2.5 cents last year. And so for it averaging or floating between that point, it's safe to say that if it even hits the bottom of what it averaged last year, even at the price that it is now at 0.0085, you're going to double what you put in if you're holding it out. Now, this is the weekly candle. I was getting in all at this point. So when we see the price start dropping, as soon as it hit a penny, right under a penny, that's when I first got in. Then it fell like crazy. Got in some more, then kept accumulating all in this area, and then really when it bottomed out, started accumulating. But honestly, still accumulating all the way for me till about 1.5 pennies. To me, about 1.5 pennies, because this still has so much room to grow. We already talked about the market cap. So even when it was all floating through here all last year, if it got to 3 cents, even when it got to 5.5 to 6.5 cents. When we go back to Telcoin, coin market cap, another interesting feature about this is you can go over and hit this button called market. And with the market, it'll let you know where you can get this particular coin. So whatever coin you're looking at, whatever coin you're interested in, you can go to coin market cap. and then type it in, hit market, and it can tell you how to get that coin. And so, why is this interesting? Or why do I bring this up now? Because if you look at this, you will see KuCoin. This is how you could get it on. You see it high. When it comes to confidence, this confidence tab is extremely important because this will let you know how well can that exchange be trusted when it comes to this particular coin. You don't want to just be buying coins from different exchanges and all that, not knowing the security of them or not knowing the legitness of them, because you could buy a whole bunch of garbage. Sometimes you could buy some and it not actually be that legit particular coin. People are selling fake Bitcoin and fake Ethereum and fake all these other things. So be careful, be mindful of that. And then also when it comes to these swaps, so you see Uniswap, QuickSwap, Balancer, all of these other things where you got to get tail for IDR and tail for wrapped ETH, which is WETH. So when you see the W, that just means wrapped, and then ETH is Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? But you can see wrapped Bitcoin. You could almost see wrapped almost anything. So when you see wrapped, that just means it's very complex in how to get to it. You got to turn it into one crypto. And so the average person ain't doing that. So the major exchanges, KuCoin is a big exchange, but the major exchanges that the common population is on isn't on this list yet. Telcoin isn't on all major exchanges. It isn't on Coinbase where you can go buy Telcoin on Coinbase. This isn't on crypto.com. You know, this isn't on Kraken. This isn't on, I can't remember the other ones and all that stuff, Binance. But once it is, then more of the world has the ability to actually get into it. And then once they can get into it, back to the market caps, that's how we're going to run up the money that's in it. Because if you look at something like a Shiba Inu, regardless of whether it has real world utility, whether it has any of that, if we go to the markets, I guarantee, like I said, everybody can get it. So you got the Coinbase exchange, very popular exchange. And when you see liquidity, the higher the number, the more easier it will be to, if you got it, to sell it, to make your money like that at a particular price. So high liquidity, high confidence, that's something that you like. So Binance, major exchange that a lot of people use around the world, not just in the United States. Coinbase, exact same thing. Gate.io, exact same thing. KuCoin, exact same thing. Kraken, exact same thing. Then you can say Gemini. Then you can still do the Uniswaps and everything. See what else this is on. All these other things. MEX, still a good, I won't say good, but a trustworthy exchange. And so you see, I'm still scrolling. It's so low more. What? That's crazy that you see, this is what I'm saying. So this is what it allows. This is what allows them huge market caps to go. So let's go to another one. Let's bet Dogecoin. Let's go to that. And let's see how accessible that is to get. Because we seen with the Telcoin, it was only KuCoin for the most part. So let's, same thing. Binance, Coinbase, Gate.io, FTX, KuCoin, Kraken. Let's see if you can load more. See this? I'm trying to tell y'all, people. You see, and then once it gets on all these exchanges, because you can see I mean, this is crazy, man. For Dogecoin to really be nothing, the liquidity, I mean, dang, bro, on all these different platforms, that's the reason why it can get $18 billion into it. It's because you can get it everywhere. I bet Bitcoin it'll be even more. Let's see. We got 300 different places to get it, or 300 different ways to get it. 400, 500. I'm not even gonna hit refresh again. If you over 600, you can still even load more, and you see it's high everywhere. High. You see these liquidity numbers and all that. It's high, 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 high. Once Telcoin gets to the point, because I mean, you can't even really really scroll down. You got 30 places. And like I said, a lot of these are swaps. And then KuCoin is really the only place, you know what I'm saying, that's not even heavily used like that amongst my peers that are trying to get into crypto. Again, it's the Coinbases, it's the Binances that's used. Kraken, crypto.com. Once this coin is on those platforms, we're going to see money for sure go in. So the last thing that I would really say is, like I said, I'm buying Telcoin all the way from a penny, all the way probably to about a penny and a half, maybe even as much as 2 cents, but probably all the way up into a penny and a half. But what I will say is be mindful. Be mindful. Everything within the crypto space follows Bitcoin. So you want to just really be mindful of what's going on. So right now it's been, a lot of people are thinking we're in, you know what I'm saying, bullish state. But I don't know. I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to get too, I don't know. I don't want to get too just stuck on that. I want to just make sure that, because it can definitely go down. So let's look at all time. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Because everything follows Bitcoin. So we just want to just monitor the market. Just make sure that we're doing what we need to do. Making sure that we're not getting overly invested in this, because there is a chance that the market could come down again. You know, certain people was thinking it could test, you know what I'm saying, around this range of 1920. Other people were thinking certain things around like $10,000 within Bitcoin. Other people are thinking, you know, it could go to about 29 to 32,000. So just be mindful, because if you look at the history of everything follows Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops, or even when Bitcoin drops, if we look at the last 3 months, then let's go to Telcoin. So see around this time, Telcoin, guarantee around this time, see major drop off. See around this time when it starts to be a major drop off. As we starting to rise and everything like that, see the rise. So everything follows Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes down, all the altcoins are going to go down. So when I said that I'm buying Telcoin all the way up to around a penny and a half, maybe 2 cents, as the price gets higher, what I'm willing to allocate to the project will get less and less. Because remember, the market always will have corrections, so it will pull back. You got to control the feeling of FOMO and wanting to just rush into it, you know. So know that the market will come back down. But also, I want to warn you: don't get too greedy, you know, and just thinking that the market is going to keep going down and keep going down and keep going down. Because though I got a great amount in at this point in time, it wasn't as much as I could have put in had I known that it was the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So just don't be too greedy. And then it was times where it started to rise and started to pull back a little bit, and I'm waiting for it to pull back here, so I didn't really accumulate. Then it shot up, and then it just hasn't come back down. So don't be too greedy. You know what I'm saying? Well, don't try to be greedy at all. You know, think of what Warren Buffett says, where he says, be greedy when everyone is fearful, and be fearful when everyone is greedy. So when we see a lot of this, you know what I'm saying, we don't really want to be buying like that. But because of everything that I explained throughout this whole video on Telcoin, I'm explaining to you why I am still accumulating up to a certain point, but I'm not putting as much money towards the higher prices. I am just accumulating a little bit just because it could also never come back down. So I'm trying to be mindful of that as well. So hopefully that all makes sense to y'all, man. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Let me know y'all views on Telcoin. I would love to know y'all thoughts. Yeah, again, like I'm saying, I would love to know what your thoughts are, what y'all are investing in. Right now, for me, it's just Pocket and it's Telcoin. So I'm gonna do another video breaking down Pocket, but you should also do your own due diligence. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, Telcoin, YouTube, Pocket. Go to the white papers. Go to Coin Market Cap. You can really see a full breakdown. They'll give you the whole game. You can actually go to the Telcoin, Telex network, the website, and see everything. You can download the Telcoin app and really kind of play along with it. So what I believe is going deep and not wide. So you definitely want to learn as much as you can about this particular project or any particular projects that you in. Don't just get in it. You know what I'm saying? Just try to make a quick buck, because with crypto you could lose just like you can gain crazy, you can lose crazy like a mug too. So you want to be wise, you want to be mindful, and you want to control the fear of missing out. You want to control your emotions throughout this thing. You want to make sure that you're making the right decision when you're buying. A lot of people will just try to tell you, oh, buy this, buy this, buy this. But you need to be mindful of your entry points. You need to be mindful of what you actually buy. What you buy. What you own is not as important as what you got it for. The price in which you got your entry point, that's what matters. Accumulating Telcoin during this time, it made profits easy. So if you get it at 0.004 and it go up here at 0.008, that's already just doubling your money. And if you look at the yearly for it, you see it ain't been this way. It came up and it didn't go back down here literally for a full year. What was this? February 23rd, 2021 to January of 2022. A full year though, it maintained high above. It only went down because the market dropped like crazy. So once it rises, like I said, Bitcoin is the rising tide that elevates all ships, all altcoins. So as Bitcoin continue to rise, and once Bitcoin reaches its all-time high, like I said, with it got to double in market cap for it to double in price. And once Bitcoin starts making hella money and it starts doubling, a lot of people will put hella money towards these altcoins because you can see greater gains. So I got a few other projects that I have in mind that I will also probably do videos on. But like I said, definitely want to focus on going deep and not wide, because you would hate to go so wide that you're not really putting money in projects. You really want to go deep on the real project that you believe in, because once that pops, because you had so much in it, then you're getting exponential gains. So beyond that, man, let me know y'all get value, like, comment, subscribe. Beyond that, y'all stay blessed. Peace.